Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Watch the JHS Bass Fishing Team live on Main Street TV Facebook and Total Media YouTube on Saturday.
Here we have the big bass, another over 15 inches.
And this stream is brought to you by Clark Law Office, Iron City Pipe and Supply, Raccoon Creek Outfitters, Coad, Hothead Burritos, Honda Suzuki Players K-Name of Jackson, Search, Mike's Bait and Tackle, Brown Brothers Lube and Oil, Village Haircutters Barbershop, and Mayhew Brown Funeral Home.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is a beautiful Wednesday after a really gnarly evening of storms. My goodness.
Yeah, I let the dog out about 1 a.m. last night and thunder, lightning. I was like, go
It's
do your
like a
business
war
and let's get
zone
back
out there.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, our dogs don't typically get upset during storms, but last night one was in the middle, like, of the bed, like, so like trying not to encourage that. 'cause
Yeah.
You're not supposed to, but it's hard when they're scared. But anyway, it was, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Our
crazy.
ferns, we have hanging ferns in the front of our office, and they were both on the ground this morning. And
Aw, poor
I
little
was like,
fern.
I hope the pots didn't crack or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Like,
they were fine.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but they got
Bad
blown.
on them.
I mean, just blown right off the front right there where we had them hanging. And so it must have been pretty strong
I
winds.
think it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, hope you all survived. Hope that everything's good this morning. And it is a beautiful morning here on Main Street TV and outside. And our good friends are here from OSU. And we're going to talk 4-H and extension and all that stuff again. And of course, Maddie and Josh are here. So, what are we going to get into today?
So,
You guys always bring me challenging things that make me think.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
boy.
May, which means 4-H camp is in June. So
Oh, it is?
yes, yeah. So all of our 4-H camps are in June. So I sent Dylan flyers and everything. We'll talk about them in a second, but we're going to talk to you a little bit today about some of the activities that we do at 4-H camp,
Love that.
camp counselor training and what that looks like, and just some of like the leadership development and team building and things like that we do with our camp counselors and our kiddos while they're at summer camp. So Josh helps out with camp counselor training. Maybe you can talk a little bit about your love and passion for camp and why you kind of volunteer with that. But it's not part of your job description by any means, but
He's
spends
just an all-around nice guy.
he spends his
Right.
extra hours with our camp counselors, and they love him, and we love him too. So if you want to talk
Yeah,
about
we just got back from Camp Open House last Sunday, and is where people could come out. We had a pretty good attendance, and I was doing flying squirrel, which flying squirrel, you tie them up, put them on a rope, and send them up in the tree, up in the air about 20 to 30 feet. So everyone was safe. Everyone had fun. It was a good time.
Wait, you throw squirrels?
We throw squirrels, if that's what you want to call the kids.
It's a pulley system. So you have one kid on this end of the pulley, and then there's, a line that goes up that attaches to a tree. And then on this line, you have like 5 or 6 kids. And so these 5 or 6 kids run this way, which shoots this kid up in the air, and it swings them. And it's like we call it flying squirrel because they swing like a flying squirrel. And they love it. It's so much fun. They're all harnessed in and safe,
terrifying.
but they love it, don't they?
That's so good.
Yep.
Yeah, if you come out, we can get you up on there. No problem.
I would break your pulley system.
Oh, no.
No, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it is super fun. The kids love it. So I think we had a pretty good attendance at Camp Open House. We raised about $2,500 for camp.
Great.
So we do a silent auction and a live auction. Just some items that are donated by, volunteers and counties and things like that. And so that money will go towards, fixing things and getting us ready for camp and making sure we have all the supplies that we need for our camps next month. So.
But today, Jen, we're going to take you back. So Maddie's going to show you some camper activities. So Maddie's going to treat you like a camper. And
Oh, I love it.
And
I
then
get to be a little kid again.
after that, you're going to come to the Big Boy League where we're going to teach you how to do counseling. So some of my counselors, if you guys are watching, you guys probably have seen this activity. But we're going to do an activity about problem solving and different ways to solve some problems.
I will fail.
So what I have for you today are called fold scopes, and these things are super cool. They're brand new. I got them through a grant that I have for STEM and science education, and so we're going to use these at multiple camps this summer. So the first thing we're going to use them at is our 4-H conservation day camp, which is June 4th.
Which is a whole separate situation.
It's a whole separate thing. So we're lucky to have partnered with Soil and Water here in Jackson County. They received a grant to do some youth education through conservation. And so we're going to do fishing. We're going to do soil science. We're going to use the fold scopes to look at macroinvertebrates in our water system and kind of test the pH of our water and see how healthy it is, and all sorts of really fun stuff. So if you have a kiddo that's interested in like fishing or just spending time outside learning about that sort of stuff, we're going to do watercraft safety and learn, what to do if you flip your boat over and things like that. So it'll be a really cool day. It's just one day. They don't spend the night. So you drop them off about 8:30 in the morning and you pick them up at 5 p.m. So it's just a day camp out at the office.
And it's at the extension office, not at Cantor's Cave.
It's at the extension office, yep. So we're going to use the pond out there. It's an entirely free program. I just need people to register. So Dylan showed you the flyer, and that's also on our Facebook page. So if you're interested in sending your kiddo, that's grades 3 through 5.
I was going to say, what's the age there?
Grades 3 through 5. So that beginning, like learning to fish and kind of things like that. We're going to show them, how to reline your pole or tie on your fishing hook and things like that. But we're also going to use these at that camp.
Okay.
We also have 4-H STEM camp, which is June 10th through the 12th, I think, this year. And so STEM camp is my camp. I direct STEM camp.
Okay.
And so this year we're going to use these in the creek at STEM camp too, to kind of study what's in our creek and how healthy are things and what can we see in there. So we have scholarships for if you're a 4-H member here in Jackson County to go to STEM camp for entirely free. So any 4-H members, it's grades 5 through 7 that want to go to STEM camp this year. They just need to reach out to me and I can get them that scholarship. But it's open to anybody. You do not have to be a 4-H member to attend STEM camp or really any of our programs. And so if you're interested in STEM camp, we do all of the normal fun campy things. We do campfire, we do hiking, we all of the normal things. We just throw in a little bit of a STEM twist. So what's the science behind campfire? You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
What's the science behind the life that's living in the creek and things like that. So it's pretty cool camp.
Love that.
And then we also will have these in the nature center during all of our other camps throughout the summer for kids to use as well. So but let's get to it. You ready?
I think so.
Cool. So these are called fold scopes again. They're super cool.
So should I open it?
Yeah, they're made out of paper, and you can just take this little guy out right here.
This guy.
Yes. And so
it looks like the thing that the optometrist makes you read through.
Yes, yeah. So it's a portable foldable microscope. And so we talk to the kids about, cells and what can you see, and if we were to scratch a little skin cell off of here, what would it look like, and things like that. So in your, maybe you guys don't have one in your thing. I think Josh has some, and I've got some here. I have little slides, and so the kids can actually go around and they can make their own slide like a real scientist. So we talk about,
fun.
Yeah, we talk about like what are scientists and what do they do in their day to day, and what are the different types of scientists. So I have some blank slides. They're just like Can't really see them in my hand. I'm trying to make it reflect here.
It's like a little bit
They're
of
just
glass.
little blank glass like rectangles. And so you can take this and you can collect a sample. So like a little tiny blade of grass. Or here we've got a root of a little onion plant. I think I've got like a frog red blood cell in this one that was provided to me in the kit. So just different things like you can think of. One of them is a bumblebee leg, I think. Here's a squash root, a water flea. Just little things, different things that we can collect out in nature that we can look at. So the kids can go around and they can collect their little sample. And then they make their own slide using the supplies in the little kit. So we already have some slides made for us today here that we're going to use, but that's part of the activities that we do with them as we talk about science, and they get to use pipettes and little droppers and all of the little sciencey equipment that makes them feel like a real scientist. And we learn about studying and collecting data and what that looks like.
That's so cool because, I mean, if you go to the doctor's office or you go to, I know like my veterinarian, for example, had taken like a little sample off my dog just to make sure, like, and put the cells on the slide. And then I got to see like what that was. And so those are all things that they use in the day-to-day world.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kids can get to do. How fun.
Yeah. So I have two different types of fold scopes. We've got the fold scope, I guess 1.0, and then we've also got a fold scope 2.0. And so the 2.0 is really cool because you can add these different types of lenses in. And so you can see it a little bit more in depth. So I only have a few of the 2.0s. So we let every kid work with a 1.0, and then we use the 2.0 to see the differences in the cells. So you can kind of pick whatever one you want. I've got onion roots. I've got a yeast cell here. I've got like a piece of a fern here.
Okay.
Here's another little fern. So I guess that's what I've got there. And then here in the 2.0, this one is the frog blood cell that's in there already.
That's cool.
Along with, looks like mold or penicillin, water flea.
Okay, I need to know what a water flea looks like.
All right, so I'll give you this one. So with the fold scopes, the kids will collect their sample, and then they will, you see kind of the magnifier there, right?
Yeah.
So they will take their sample, and you'll just pop it in right in through there. And so this is kind of the tricky part, is making sure that you get it in there right.
Yeah.
But you'll just pop it in down in there where the sample lines up with the magnifier. Maybe. There we go. And you want that sample to line right up on top of that right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. And then pop it in there. So there's that guy.
Very cool.
Josh, do you want a fern? Here,
Sure.
you can have a fern. So then you'll pop your sample in, and there's a couple ways. So when we're outside in the sun, you can just hold it kind of up to the sky, to the light, and look in it that way. Flip it over. You want to flip it over that way.
Oh, this way?
Yes, yeah, you want to look in it that way. And so we tell the kids, can you see it?
So cool.
Yeah. So we tell the kids you want to do the blue side to your face because that's the side that the lens is in. And so you can, on these ones, pop that little sample right down in the middle here. And then the kids can check out that cell. And so they're adjustable too. So you can slide them up and down and over and side to side if you're having trouble seeing it or focusing on it a little bit. Because just like real microscopes, you focus in and out and kind of make it bigger or smaller.
Oh, yeah.
We also have little lights that we can attach to our fold scopes if we are having trouble seeing them. So you can always take this guy and pop him on right there. Gosh. Maybe.
Doesn't this remind you of 8th grade biology?
Doesn't it?
Yeah, getting those microscopes out, so looking down.
Maybe if it'll stay, it's not going to pop on the right spot there. Oh, wait. I know what we got to do there. Here we go. So pop him on, and then you should be able to see him a little brighter when you flip him over and put him on. Can you see the light? You can't see the light?
I can't see the light.
I can't see the light. Oh.
I think is it upside down?
Well, it should pop on just like that.
It's being stubborn. Oh,
Maybe you got to hold it. Can you see him in
Okay.
there? Hold him on there.
oh yeah.
And so then you can see that sample a little bit better. So we talk about like science labs and like what's the difference between maybe being outside and collecting data and studying versus maybe a lab and being inside in a sterile environment
Cool.
and, you know, bright lights and things like that. So these are really cool. The kids really enjoy them. And we kind of lead it up to like, you are a scientist. Maybe try this one. Maybe try it that way now. Maybe you should be able to see it. And so kind of putting in that like STEM mindset of, I think a lot
yeah.
of, can you see it better now?
Yeah.
There you
way
go.
better.
But like teaching kids that, you know, anyone can be a scientist. You know, we all collect data in our everyday lives, and being a scientist isn't something that's like unattainable in this like big crazy career, right? And so usually we have partners, you know, from Soil and Water, or ODNR, or some of the conservation districts that come in and talk to the kids about what they do every day in their jobs. And they're real life scientists. I mean, they go and they collect water samples and look at, you know, the levels and the pH systems and the
They
microorganisms that are living in our environments. So,
And that is stuff that they do. I mean, like,
yeah.
I know Soil and Water, for example. I was talking with Danny one day about a pond that I was
Mhm.
looking at. Anyway, and he's like, "Well, I can test the water for you,"
Yeah.
and that's what they do. That's what they're
Yes.
there
Yeah,
for. And
absolutely.
had the whole water sample, like
Yeah.
printout thing and the whole
Mhm.
9 yards. It's really cool.
Yeah. And that's what you do too, right?
Yeah, Danny does a great resource with the ponds, and he also does a lot with our farmers doing those soil samples, seeing what's in our soil, similar to our ponds, seeing what's good and what's bad in our ponds, but also seeing what's good in our soil and what's
So,
lacking in our
because
soil.
you don't know, right? You
Right.
can't just look at it and be like, okay, my soil needs this or that. Or, I mean, maybe there are people that can do that, but, the normal everyday human can't be like, okay, my soil needs nitrogen or my soil needs whatever.
Right,
That's
and
what
has to be
That's what
tested.
Josh tells people a lot. You know, people call him and ask him, "What do I need?" And he's able to tell them pretty often.
and nowadays with Danny and I, when we get our soil results back, we can get it down to like the pound that you need. So they're
That's
pretty in depth on
Mhm.
what they
awesome.
actually need, and they can get you a specific price. So you're not spending $200 more on fertilizer you don't need. So
And what about like, I know, for example, some people just have like a lawn that has like a crazy spot in it or something. Is that something that you can look at as well?
right. So we
Be
did the
like,
exact
hey, our grass,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
something crazy is going on with it.
Yeah, so we can test for the grass too and give you recommendations on the grass. We did our own personal grass back home. We added some lime to it, added the nutrients that it needed, and it's looking a lot better. It's grown up a lot better.
The dog, right?
So here's the thing. We all know if you have dogs, they are not a friend of the grass.
But they love the grass.
But they love the grass, and they have to go in the grass rather than in our homes, we hope.
Yeah.
So we can't really hold them at fault for it, but sometimes your grass needs a little bit of help because of
Yes.
that.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but yeah, you can help people out with that as well.
Yep,
Absolutely.
for sure.
So this is just, one of the many things that we plan to do at both conservation camp and STEM camp this
Super
year.
cool.
And so just a fun way to get kids hands-on with some science
Am I
technology.
backwards? I'm backwards.
Yes, you're backwards.
I'm so backwards.
These are
There's nothing in
super
there.
super affordable. So if you're a classroom educator and you're looking for some new tools to put into your toolbox, they're called fold scope instruments. And I was
Wow, they're
shocked.
So awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked at how affordable these really were. And so they're a really great resource. I'm super excited to use them this summer. The kids that I have used with them so far absolutely love them. I
Now,
can
how do
take
I
these
put-
into
do I put it this
classrooms.
way?
No, so with that one, you'll flip it over and you'll fold this down, and you'll stick
Oh,
that
okay.
sample right in through here. And then you'll just kind of
Oh.
pop them in the bottom there, if you can pop them in the bottom. And then you'll kind of line them up. But yeah, so
Okay.
this is just one of the many things that we plan to do at camp this summer. And then
Uh-huh.
along, with all of our other
Backwards again.
regular summer camp activities, of course. So at summer camp,
Cool.
we do fishing, boating, hiking. We can lead a really fun hike out at Canner's Cave. We got some beautiful trail systems and things like that out there that we can share with folks.
The best.
So our camp registration should be out hopefully this week. So keep your eyes peeled for camp registrations. I wore my camp t-shirt for you all today.
Yes, you did.
So I'm excited. But I think Josh is going to tell you guys a little bit about what we do with our camp counselors specifically to prepare them for camp. And, just helping parents understand that these kids have to get 24 hours of training over several months to be prepared to come to camp and help lead our campers. So their application process starts in January.
Okay.
They apply and they interview to be a camp counselor with us. And then we have monthly training visits every month where they come to the office and we do training sessions. And then, of course, we have we call it Counselor College, where they all come to Canner's Cave for a weekend, and all of the counselors from all of the surrounding counties come together and they plan their camps and they do games and training and leadership development. So it's a really great way to kind of get them ready for camp. They help with all of these spring events. Like we just had Spring Fling Camp a couple of weekends ago. We had, I think, 63 campers at our spring camp, which was really awesome. And then, of course, Camp Open House. So our camp counselors go through a lot of training and development in order to spend that week with your kiddos at Canner's Cave in the summer. So Josh will talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So you got your counselor hat on?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stand up real quick because we're going to use toothpicks today.
Okay.
This up here.
Toothpicks.
Toothpicks.
Okay.
We're going to learn some lessons just by using some toothpicks.
Okie dokie.
Interesting.
I'm going to put this back in here so I don't break something.
Oh, you're fine.
Model. See what we're looking at. Oh, I got my back straight up to the camera.
Okay.
All right. We're going to be using these toothpicks, and we're going to have 3 squares. So all these toothpicks come together.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
So, Jen, your job as the counselor is to move 3 of these toothpicks to make 4 equal squares. So you can only move 3 toothpicks, and you got to make 4 equal squares.
Can everybody see it okay?
So what's going through your mind right now, Jen?
That I have no idea.
For this activity, we changed with our camp counselors, and we made them get into groups. So we had 3 different groups, and we made it a competition. So it was against the clock. They were trying to race each other to see which ones they could move to make 4 equal squares.
I mean, it seems like it should be so easy, and I know it's not. So, oh man. I know everybody probably does the same thing.
There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Perfect.
Woo-hoo.
Easy. You got it.
Easy
I
money.
did
You
it!
passed level 1.
Oh, that's just level 1.
Level 1 to be a camp counselor. So you have like
You
1 hour of training of your 24 right now.
Okay. You really want me to be a camp counselor?
I think you would be a great camp counselor, Jen. You'd be so fun.
Thank you.
So this next one, we're going to go back to the math class. And we're gonna do a math problem. So that first one, whenever I demonstrate it to our camp counselors, I always like to say, think of that problem as you were just given a problem and there's an easy solution. It may take you a second, but you figure out which one it is. Like maybe, a kid went onto the canoe and he doesn't have a life jacket. What do? Well, you get him a life jacket. So it's an easy
that makes
solution
sense.
that they should have for that problem. This might be getting a little far out.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we can
We can
still see it.
Can you move your scope?
Yeah.
Make a 4 for me over there.
I don't know. I'm backwards here.
3. It's a long stretch. Feel that?
It's backwards. There we go.
Close. All right, Jen, I don't know how good you were at math. But today,
Is anyone really good at math?
I am not. I am not a math girly.
So we have the equation 6 + 4 = 4. Is that correct right now?
It is not.
It is not correct. So what I need you to do is I need you to move 1 toothpick and make this equation correct. There's multiple options for this one. There's one that I'm actually still searching for to figure out which way it goes because I know 2 of them. And I can't think of the third one right now. So I'm here looking at it with you.
So I can only move one.
You can only move one toothpick. One toothpick to make it right.
Oh, I know.
8 minus 4 equals 4. There you go. You got one of them. Can you get another one?
Oh, God.
That's the one that I was missing. Glad you did that one.
6 plus 4 equals...
Okay, there's actually 4. I see my other one that I'm missing. So there's 3 more options we can do.
Okay.
So you got the 8 minus 4 equals 4.
Oh, my gosh. Listen, I got one, dang it. And I can only move one?
You can only move one.
Oh, my
Only
gosh.
one toothpick can be moved.
I have no idea. I was impressed with my one.
What are you thinking, Maddie? Do you know one?
I think so. Have we done? Is it this one?
Yep. So
does
6
not-
minus 4 does not equal 4. That's
I
one
didn't
of
even
them.
know that was a thing.
Yep, that's a trick one I always like to do. So
'Cause
we
that's
got 2 of
technically
them.
Right. It does not
It
equal.
is.
We've
I
got-
did not know that was even a sign.
8 minus 4 equals 4, and 6 minus 4 does not equal 4. There's still 2 more answers out there.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
I don't know if I remember these guys.
I feel like... No, that wouldn't be right. I feel like there's something where you would make one of them 11.
I'll give you one answer, and then you'll have to figure out the last one.
Okay.
So we'll move this one. 0 plus 4 equals 4.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, so this last one that we have, it's going to be an addition problem. So that gives you a clue.
Oh, it
it's
is
going to be an
addition.
addition problem.
It's gonna be addition. Okay.
And I can only move one?
You can only move one. It's got to be an addition problem. This is the same reaction I got out of my camp counselors, except more yelling at each other.
Yeah.
We're yelling at each other. Hey, we work together better, don't we? We should be camp counselors.
The fun thing about this one is they all think they have an idea, and so they start moving them and getting them out of order, and yeah, and they get mad at each other, and so it's a fun test of who should take the lead, things like that, and it's a fun little activity to do with them. I don't know if I know this
You guys
last
give
one.
up?
I give up.
I give
yeah,
up,
I
yeah.
don't know.
So we'll take this one, make that 5 plus 4 equals 9.
Oh, I would have
So
never
5
got
plus
that.
4 equals 9.
No way.
Oh.
Good job.
Yeah.
Got another one coming up. Slide those all out of the way.
You're all my blood pressure just went way up.
So round 2, you've got 2 hours of camp counselor training.
So that one showed that there's multiple ways to solve a problem. So if they're
Yeah, that
having
makes
a problem
sense.
at camp, there's multiple ways to solve it. So not one person's correct because we had 4 different ways
To solve that problem.
Could have been correct. Yeah. So the water is overflowing in Harrison Powell. What do we do? Well, one option is to get everything out of HP. The other option is to fix the water. The other option is to turn off the water. So there's multiple solutions to figure it out.
Right.
So now we're on trial 3 of 4. So we have 9 toothpicks right now.
Oh God, this is stressing me out.
You need to move 5 toothpicks to make 10. So we're going to make 10 toothpicks. You can't break any of them. So you have to move 5 toothpicks to make 10.
I think this is a think outside the box.
This one's
thing.
a little tricky. Need to move 5 toothpicks to make 10.
Okay.
1 you've moved. 2 you've moved. 3, 4, 5. You did it.
Yay!
You made 10. So this one, like you said, this one's thinking outside the box. We had a bunch of toothpicks here.
I'm like, there's no way other than spelling it.
And we were able to spell 10.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know if the 10's being able to see.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Can you do this one a different way? Is there another way to do this? Or
There's another one where we can make 9. I think we have to put one out. It's the same formation, except they've got to move toothpicks and they have to make 9. So
Oh,
we did
okay.
it with our
interesting.
4-Hers. That's what they did. They had to make 9. So we'll slide these out of the
We
way.
hope nobody's watching this so that they're going to learn all the answers.
Yeah.
They've already done
They've
these
already
ones.
done
Oh, okay.
it. Yep, they've already
we
done
are
it
set.
for this year.
Now this one is a hard one.
Okay.
So
Well, they're all hard.
this one's really hard.
Okay.
This one I had to cheat on to figure out the answers.
Did they get this one when we trained them? I can't remember.
I had to help them a lot. I don't know if they did get this one actually. So this one's going to be a similar problem to our first one.
Okay.
We're going to be trying to make boxes.
Oh, man, this is stressing me out.
Yeah, we've only got a lot of boxes here. So we're going to start off with 5 different boxes. So all these are touching, but I don't want to mess them all up.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the formation we have. We need to move, let me double check. I don't want to tell you the wrong one. We need to move 4 toothpicks to make 4 equal boxes. So you got to move 4 different toothpicks to make 4 equal boxes. Take a look at it. Take a second.
Right, Dylan, you've got to play too.
I'm thinking about it.
Did you say it has to be 2 boxes or 4 boxes?
You have to make 4 boxes, and you can only move 4 toothpicks. This one's tricky. Like I
Equal
said,
boxes.
I had to cheat on this one. You can start moving them around if you want to just try
What
things
did you
out.
And I can only move 4
Yep,
toothpicks?
you can only move 4
boxes?
toothpicks. This one isn't a thinking
Well,
outside the box.
That's
There's
what I
not
was thinking,
multiple
Jen.
It doesn't
answers.
make any
This one's like the first one. It works. It's just you gotta use your brain power.
That's not going to work. I suck.
Now don't get down on yourself.
I suck. I'm fired from camp counseling already. Okay, let me think here. Oh my gosh.
It's like one of those like puzzle things you see on your YouTube ads, and it's like,
It is.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know, do you have an idea?
I kind of feel like if you move the 2 middle ones, you have 4 equal boxes, but like I don't know where to put them afterwards.
You mean here?
Yeah, see? But they're still kind of connected, you know? I mean, you could move the 3 to the right and then put one of them there and do the same thing for the bottom, but now you're moving way more than 4.
No.
They gotta complete 4 equal boxes, so that is not
That's
correct.
not going to work.
Tell me when you want a hint. I'll give you 1 move to show you.
Wait, did it start this way?
Yep,
Yeah.
started that way.
What's the hint, Josh?
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
give us a hint.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
move
This
one-
is sad. We stink.
I'm going to move 1 piece. So now you got to move 3 toothpicks. to make
Oh, that
4
was
equal
helpful.
boxes.
I mean, I
Oh.
got it.
So
now.
that one
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
permanently in a spot now.
I
That
do
one
not.
is permanently in a spot. That one should not be moved.
He's cruel.
I do not have it.
I think I got it.
All right, Dylan.
Come on over here, Dylan. Dylan could be a camp counselor too.
Still got 1 piece right here. So I haven't used them all, so that's not it. But you're on the right track.
Yeah.
You're on the right track though, Dylan. That was a It's the right track, just the wrong pieces.
What did you do, Dylan? This?
Yeah. Well, I took those two. I put this one here and then this one there.
Oh my gosh. All right, is that right?
He's backwards.
We're just gonna start moving stuff.
That one's not right.
Oh shit. Okay.
Where'd you have that one again?
Here.
Nope, that was not right. Actually, that could have been right, actually. That one could have been right.
He's looking at it backwards.
Yeah, you are looking at it backwards.
So now you got 2 pieces you need to move. You need to move 2 pieces. 2 pieces to make 4 boxes.
I only know how to do.
Like that?
Nope, they're not equal. They have to be equal squares.
I feel like.
You only need 2 more pieces moved.
This one is very hard.
See, it needs to go like. I feel like it needs to go like that, but somehow or something. Is it like
You're
every
on the
other
right. You're
box?
on the right thought, just not the right pieces.
Mm.
You got it.
Yes.
Oh.
So we move forward.
Woo! I'm like, it's got to be scattered. There's no way for it to.
Wow.
Perfect.
Woohoo!
So yeah, so that one shows, that one's the more difficult one. So that shows that there's some problems at camp that we're going to have. That's going to be a lot more difficult than just like, here's the answer. This is one where we're going to have to bring in multiple people like Maddie, like Dylan, to come in and get a brain starting moving. You know, actually taking time and thinking about how are we going to solve this problem that we're going to have. And this can be anything related to camp. Like if, you know, we have a solid problem, like there's a fire at camp. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to sit down. We're going to have to think about who we're going to call, what we're going to do. Do we have all the campers? You know, think about those big problems, thinking about how we're going to do that process. So the first one, solving a simple problem. That second one, there's multiple ways to solve some problems. The third one, think outside the box, be creative.
Love that.
And then just to sit down, think, take some time, breathe, and then come back to it if you need to. So you can like set it up. If we weren't on air, we could set it up, go back, do something else, come back and look at it and stare at it and be like, okay, I still got to
So
have an answer yet.
That stuff is one of those things that you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're like, I got it. I got to get up and I think I got it.
I actually did that the other night with one of our activities. I actually did that.
So, but it is important when we're training our camp counselors to have them think about that because not everything is going to go according to plan. I mean, we start planning our camps in January and we spend months and months, 6 months planning our camps. Last year we planned STEM camp. We had every activity planned and then it rained for 3 days straight.
Weather can be a huge
factor. So it rained for 3 days and those poor kids, I felt awful. They were just cooped up in the main lodge the whole time. And so, there are only so many things that you can do in the main lodge to keep, 12-year-olds occupied for. So our counselors and our staff had to get really creative in coming up with STEM-based activities that we could do inside, while it was raining. So
which comes from thinking outside the box.
Yes. Yeah. So it happens all the time. I mean, we have had years that we've had really bad storms. And how do you have that? We've had trees fall over Caves Road and we've had to keep campers occupied for another few extra hours while road crews get the tree cleared out of the way and just all kinds of things that you just never know what's going to happen. So always having plan A, B, C, all the way to Z,
but
just in case.
Good for life in general.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us sitting here today can say that our lives go as planned or as hoped even.
Absolutely.
So every day there's something that you have to solve or think about or whatever.
Absolutely.
And, we just lived through a global pandemic. And I mean, you want to talk about thinking outside the box.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite memories at camp is 2015. So I was back when I was a teen camp camper. We were at teen camp and it was just pouring down rain. It was pouring down rain. The whole first day we were inside because it was pouring down rain, thunder, lightning. Second day we made it to like 1 o'clock and it's still like pouring down rain, just water. And we're like, So then our summer staff was like, all right, go outside. And we're like, it's pouring down rain. They're like, there's no thunder or lightning. Go outside. So we went outside. We did all the camp activities. Just it's pouring down rain, so we were playing soccer basically in a pool out on the basketball court.
Awesome.
And then after we got done with that, we were already wet, so we just went to the pool and jumped in the pool fully clothed. Everybody had their clothes on. It was
such a good story and memory,
yep,
right?
it's perfect memory, and it's just
Pictures
something
of them
that's
all just soaked to the bone.
something that just screams summer camp, and that just screams summer camp.
So Dylan, I sent you a flyer with all of the dates and information for our summer camps at Canner's Cave this summer. I don't know if you have that you could pull up for folks. And so some of the camps on that flyer have passed because we have spring camps. So there's a spring fling and forestry and wildlife camp and stuff like that. But our first camps of the summer is STEM camp, I believe. We've got some shooting sports camps that happen at Canner's Cave. We're very blessed to house state shooting sports at Canner's Cave. So if you have a kiddo interested in shooting sports, we host those statewide camps. And then we have beginner camp, which is for 3rd through 5th grade, junior high camp, which is 6th through 8th grade, and then teen camp for high school students. We're one of the only camps in the state that do a teen camp. So a lot of camps don't offer a camp for high school students. If you want to come to camp in high school, you got to be a camp counselor. So not every kid, has the time or ability to be a camp counselor. And so we offer teen camp for those kids that just want to come back and be a camper again. So there is camp dates and pricing information on that flyer. That's also available on our website at jackson.osu.edu. We have a 4-H camps page that you can visit with registration information and such. Our camp registration should be coming out at any time this week. So as soon as I have all of our camp registrations ready, I will blast that out on our social media and publicize that and everything like that. So, but come to summer camp. It's the best time ever. And we hope that you join us and get your awesome camp t-shirt this year and all of the really fun stuff. Another camp related thing that I'll just kind of put out there is Canner's Cave is hiring. So we're hiring a summer camp manager. And I think I have the flyer for that as well. Sorry, Dylan, I know I've got you on the spot here. But we're hiring a camp manager, a full-time camp manager out at camp. So Canner's Cave doesn't run itself. So we need somebody who is detail oriented and has those management skills to be able to help us run Canner's Cave all year round. So we host weddings and events out there.
Yes.
We have people that rent our facilities all throughout the year. We have banquets and things. And so that camp manager hires those kitchen staff and summer staff, those college students and maintenance that help us make our camp kind of go year round. So if that sounds like a position for you, there's the application information there. You can go to our website at Canner's Cave 4-H camp, and then the employment tab is where you can find those applications. But we really would hope to have a camp manager by the summer. So
that would be good.
we're hoping to get that position filled before our summer camp starts. So, but if not, it's not a huge deal. But I think that's all my camp related things that I sent you, Dylan. Anything from you, Josh?
Yeah, no, everything coming up here. We're ending up the school year. I know all the kids are excited to get out of school. We've got Ag Day coming. We've got Ag Day coming up this Friday, so that's what we're preparing for with the Farm Bureau. They're hosting their annual Ag Day where we're going to have, I think Kim said we have 525 second graders coming out. So we're going to be having a lot of sessions, a lot of running around. And
where is that this year?
That's going to be at the Extension office.
Yep. It's always at our office.
So we're going to be rotating through different sessions. I know
that is so fun.
They've got all different types of animals coming. I'm going to be teaching about raised bed, gardening, to show them our little pollinator garden. So it's going to be a fun time there at the office on Friday.
Absolutely.
Great.
I know. They
And
rock though.
May the force be with you.
other than that, just looking ahead long term, we actually have our Farm City Field Day place already. It's going to be at Sonny and Kyler Russ's farm out on 4 Mile. So it's going to be out there. We'll be sending some more information once we have that available. But we've got the location and we're starting the planning process. So it's going to be that second week in September. So that second Thursday, go ahead and hold the date if you haven't already for Farm City Field Day. Come out and get you some good pit roasted beef.
Yep. Yeah, that's always a good time. And then you just get to see kind of someone's working farm and there's all kind of activities, right?
Yep. And they've done a lot of work out there. So it's going to be a nice tour that we're going to get to show. And it's going to be a good day.
Yeah. I have one more thing. I sent you some flyers, Dylan, for our Dakota's Roadhouse fundraisers that we're doing. So Dakota's reached out to us for an awesome partnership with some of our local beef producers and Circle M Farms. And so every weekend, I believe they're going to do a farm to table special. And so Stewart Family Farms, they're going to have locally produced beef. So you can buy that or, sit down and purchase that farm to table meal from beef from Stewart Family Farms that was processed by Circle M. And the proceeds from those dinner sales will benefit 4-H.
Oh, awesome.
And so you guys can go to Dakota's and get their farm to table special, and then that money will help us fundraise for our program.
That's great.
You can also donate $1 when you check out at Dakota. So if you don't buy the special, when you check out, you'll be prompted to donate $1 to the local 4-H program, and that just helps us, get the supplies that we need and the program resources and stuff like that. So we appreciate everybody who's already visited Dakota's and supported our farm to table specials and the 4-H program. And we encourage everybody else to go out and have a steak from Stewart Farms and support our 4-H program.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just so important. If there's anything in the world that kids, that they get sometimes a bad rap, and 4-H is just, we've talked about it, is such a good thing for kids to be part of. And it's amazing how much you grow from being like, even a clover bud didn't exist when I was there, but like being 9 years old to 18 years old.
Yes.
Like you go through the entire gambit of maturity and hopefully
fingers crossed. That's the goal.
You just go through this entire evolution of being the baby and then being the leader.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just such a cool experience.
Yeah, it's exactly what we do with camp too.
Yes.
I mean, we have our kids that grow up in camp. Josh and I both grew up in camp. We became camp counselors, and then look at us now. And so many of our kids that are camp, not all of them, we have several camp counselors that were not 4-H camp counselors when they were kids, and they learned about 4-H camp when they were in high school and they wanted to get involved. And so, I mean, 4-H camp is for everybody, and 4-H is for everyone. And it is an awesome place to learn and grow and develop and gain those team building and leadership skills and communication skills and just being able to navigate difficult conversations and conflict. And that's really what camp is about, is helping kids gain those life skills and be able to walk away from that week in the summer with having something new that they can use in their toolbox in life. So,
not to mention just meeting some cool people along the way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is one of the great perks of it as well, and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to be a member of 4-H to go to 4-H camp?
No, absolutely do not. Yes, so any kiddo can come to our 4-H camps. Okay. We have a discounted rate for 4-H members.
Okay.
But if you are not a 4-H member, you can still come to 4-H summer camp. So parents, even if your child is not enrolled in 4-H, they can still come to 4-H summer camp, and you can get them involved in that way. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
And what does a day in the life of 4-H camp look like? I never went because I was always just doing something else, but what do the kids do?
Well, first thing we do, we wake up at 3 a.m. We take a 5-mile run, and
no, we don't.
He has a whistle. It's awesome.
They have to do 20 push-ups.
Yes.
No.
So typically when they come out, they're waking up.
Kidding.
They wake up around, depending if you want a hot shower in the morning, you wake up around 6:30. If not, around 7. Get up for 7, get ready, get dressed, and we go down. We have flags, so we do a flag ceremony. After flags, we have breakfast. You eat your breakfast. For beginner campers, sometimes they'll go back to the cabin, clean up the cabin, make sure, everything's clean and not going to be molding and just fermenting in the cabin.
Leave wet towels on the floor, and wet bathing suits, and
so they'll have
all the basics. Yeah.
Yes,
they'll have about 15-20 minutes to go do that, and then they'll start their sessions. So they'll have their morning sessions where they'll run 3 to 4 sessions depending on the time. So it can be boating, fishing, hiking, archery, anything under that nature. And then they'll have lunch. And after lunch, they'll go back and do their afternoon session. So that's, again, that nature walk, creek walks, anything under sun, boating. And then after that, the sessions are done. They'll have free time. So they have free time where they can play basketball, putt-putt, swimming usually, anything that they want to do, gaga ball.
Oh,
just
we
got
got
a
a-
new
Wait,
Gaga
what
pit.
is that?
A brand new Gaga ball pit. I'm so proud. Octoball or Gaga ball, it's kind of called. Like some people call it a different game. It's a octagon. It's a little like octagon pit like thing.
Okay.
And they hit the ball with their hands, and they have to hit you below the knee. And if you get hit, on your leg below the knee, then you're out. And those kids, I have never seen kids play a game more than Gaga Ball. I mean, they love Gaga Ball. And so we this year, I guess something else that I should promote while we're on Main Street TV right now is this year is Cantor's Cave's 75th anniversary. And so 75 years we've been doing summer camp programs. And we're doing a huge 75th anniversary fundraiser. We're trying to raise $75,000 for 75 years. And the Jackson County 4-H Advisory Council donated $1,000 and said, use it for whatever you need. And so we built a new Gaga pit because the old Gaga pit was missing walls and the boards were rotten out of it. And I mean, it was time for that thing to go. They had used that thing so much and loved on that thing so much that it was time. So we built them a brand new Gaga pit. It'll last for many years to come. We're very excited. And so they play Gaga Ball, and 9 Square in the Air is another one that they absolutely go feral over.
Okay.
But yeah, we're very excited. So the 75th anniversary specifically, I'll get you a flyer for that. But I mean, we are really looking for anyone who wants to support camp in any way, trying to raise that $75,000 to get us through the next 75 years. You know what I mean? It's not easy in this economy running a nonprofit summer camp.
Right.
And that's kind of what I can say about that. But I will say that we have a community of people who love 4-H camp and love our kids and love our mission and what we do. And if you're one of those people and are looking for a way to give back to camp and youth education programs in our community, that's how you can do it. So reach out. We're happy to connect you and get you involved in celebrating our 75th anniversary because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But yeah, so back to your day today.
Yeah. After free time, they usually have time to go get cleaned up for dinner. So they have dinner. After dinner, they have flag lowering. So they do their flag lowering ceremony. Then after that, they usually have a tribe meeting. So campers are split up into tribes. So one cabin of boys will be matched up with 1 or 2 cabin of girls, and there'll be a tribe. So they do all their activities together.
Okay.
And so they have a meeting to plan campfire, so they can come up with a song, they can come up with a skit, they can come up with a challenge, anything of that nature, depending on what the night is. And then after tribe meetings, they have their evening activity, and that can be either a dance, that can be some type of big group challenge, some type of game. It all just depends on the camp and who's running the show. And then after the evening activity and the dance, they go to campfire, which is my favorite. So they sit down in their tribe, they do their campfire skit, song, challenge.
They hear stories and sing songs, and it's just beautiful.
Do you do the thing with the flashlight?
No, we
Do that.
do not tell we do not tell scary stories at camp.
No ghost
No,
stories.
we
Yeah.
don't.
I can see it now. I mean, yeah, let's tell ghost stories to a bunch of 3rd graders that are out in the middle of the woods.
Yes, yeah,
away from mom and dad.
That never goes over well. Yeah, we don't
That's a
do
great
ghost
idea.
stories.
So typically at our first campfire, it's a traditional one, we always call it, it's where we do it like Native American style, where they come in and they do some Native American
traditional stories.
Native American stories. Then after that, it's just whatever the counselors come up with. So each camp has this whole specific theme, so the counselors can't do it around themes. So they've done road trips, they've done everything under the sun.
At our most recent camp at Spring Fling, our counselors did a really good one because we were talking to they planted a tree for the 75th to celebrate the 75th anniversary at camp. And so they were talking to the kids about, celebrating 75 years, and we sang happy birthday to camp and all of this stuff. And so their skit at campfire was Grandma Canner turns 75. And the whole premise of it was that they were taking Grandma Canner to Hawaii for her 75th birthday. And it was hilarious. They had on Hawaiian, hats and leis and hula skirts and it was just so funny. They did such a great job. So they're usually really creative and come up with some really funny stuff that makes the kids laugh and that just the kids can walk away with from camp remembering
Remembering that.
Oh, mom and dad, like this was so funny, you know what I mean? So really fun stuff. But we
Yeah.
also in the morning, every morning we'll offer some sort of polar bear swim or a morning hike or something. So if the kids want to get in an extra swim in the morning at 6:30 in the morning, they can do the polar bear swim, and it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
Or they can go on a morning hike or something of that nature. So
After campfire, they go, they take showers, hopefully, and then
Or they
Hopefully.
don't.
and then they go to sleep, hopefully.
hopefully.
Or they don't.
And then they wake up and do the same thing, kind of the same style, but different things every day. So, depending on the age group, they'll do high ropes. High ropes is one of my favorites, getting up in the trees and running an obstacle course in the trees. So that's usually for our junior camp, our older campers.
Fun.
Yep. It is fun. We have a zip line.
You
different
do?
things like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So the high ropes course is usually a hit, and we need to fundraise some money for our high ropes course. So again, donate to the 75th anniversary fund because we need a new high ropes course.
Exactly. Listen to her.
Lots of really fun stuff. And we always try to bring new things. So this year, for example, I got a grant to do a statewide STEM challenge. And so all of our kids will get supplies to participate in the statewide STEM challenge, and we'll take pictures and stuff like that. And they have to build robots and they learn about tractors and planting, how they plant specific rows. And so they have to build robots.
That's awesome.
And plant seeds in rows. And it's a really cool
Ooh,
STEM
that's
activity.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
just depending on the camp, we do some different, fun stuff like that. We do outdoor cooking. Just kind of depends on the camp and what the kids want sometimes. Sometimes the counselors have a heavy hand in planning camp and some of the activities that they do and stuff like that. So every camp is a little bit different. And it's a fun way to get kids, involved in seeing different things and exposed to things that they're not used to. So
Love that.
yeah,
Well, it sounds like a good time.
come to camp.
Yes. And we've made it a whole hour this morning. We've learned lots. We've thought outside the box. We have figured out how to make toothpicks into a tin.
We did.
We are, but we are out of time, and it is always so fun when you all come by. And once again, if anyone's interested in summer camp or donating, where do they find the information?
So they can go to Canner's Cave 4-H Camp's website. It should just
Okay.
be, I think it's just Canner's Cave 4-H Camp at osu.edu, isn't it? Or .osu.edu.
Or just
something like
Google
that.
it.
Yeah.
You'll find
It'll
it.
pop up. So Canner's Cave 4-H Camp's website, and all of that information is on the website. And the donate to the 75th should be like the first thing that you see. So you can't
And do
miss
that too.
it.
All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you guys for coming in. It's always so much fun. And we will, I don't know, will we see you next month?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're still on our schedule.
I
If
can't-
it's not
If it's
fair
prior,
time.
if it's prior to June 10th, I'm good. I'll be here. But June 10th to June 29th, I'm at camp.
She's just forget her.
If you try to call me, I'll be at camp. I'll give you a call back as soon as I can.
We know where to find you, though. All right. Well, everyone, have a wonderful day. And watch out for that crazy weather that comes and goes. And hopefully we get some sunshine here later on. So thank you all for coming in, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.